So let's go back to our bank statement. The next transaction to check off is $1,100 deposit. And over here in the deposit section, we have $1,100 deposit, so we'll check that off. Going back to our bank statement, let me mark this one off. Now we have a $15 interest deposit. We've already entered that, as you can see down here. $15 of interest earned. So we can check this off here. The next is a charge, the $10 service charge. Going back to QuickBooks, notice we've already set it here. Here's our $10 service charge. By the way, if you ever need to change either of these two, you just click on Modify. It takes us back to that same window. We could change it here. So we've taken care of this $10 service charge. We can mark that off. And now we're down here in the checks. We're looking for check number 102 for $4. And in the check and payment section, we have a check 102 for $400. So we check that off. Going back to our bank statement, we now have check 3100, check 101. There it is, check 101 for $3,100. I can check that off. And then we've got check 103 for $1,100. Check 103 for $1,100. I check that off. Go back to the bank statement, check that off. Now we move on to other deductions. We have another EFT, electronic funds transfer. So there's a good chance we haven't entered this into QuickBooks. So let's look for a $330 deduction in QuickBooks. So we're looking for checks and payments, $330 deduction. I do not see it over here. So we have to enter this transaction into QuickBooks. There's a couple ways to enter it. We could enter it in the check register or the Make General Journal Entries window. We could enter it here with a debit account and a credit account. But I like using the check register better. It's quicker. So going back to the home page, I can click on check register, or I could go to banking, use register. This time I'm just going to click on check register. So we need to go back to the bank statement to see what the date was. The date was February 1st. And it's $330 for easy rent. So for the date 2/1/10, I'm going to tab, and it's electronic funds transfer. The payee is easy rent. I can type E and it opens this up. I could type Z and it pops up to that one. Or I could just, if I didn't want to do that, of course, I can just click on this. But it is faster if you use the keyboard. Easy rent. Tab. And we said it was a $330 payment. So now we have to assign the other account to it. Remember, this $330, since it's a payment, this will be crediting our Bank of Tomorrow cash account. So this account here will be the debit. So what account are we going to be debiting? Well, why do you think we're paying $330 to a company called Easy Rent? We must be renting something. So I'm going to type in RENT. There's rent expense. And then we're going to record this. Now we have to go back to the bank reconciliation. I'm going to click over here on my Open Windows list. And I'm going to find the $330 Easy Rent EFT and check it off. So what's going on with this EFT payment is we have the payment taken directly out of our checking account automatically every month. This way we don't run the risk of forgetting to pay it and being charged a late fee. Also, we don't have to waste a check and waste a stamp to pay the bill. Lots of companies have automatic deductions from their checking account. Once we get the bank statement, we are reminded of the transaction, and that's when we enter it. In the next video, we'll figure out how to handle the last transaction, the NSF check.